And it goes a little something like.
I'll keep you warm all summer, and after fall, I'll keep you warm all summer, and after fall.
Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of ZsKast. I'm Nima.
Now, Mohammad, and today's topic is going to be about how to get out your comfort zone, or how we can get out of our comfort zone and why it's important.
Yeah, because we've been talking about this specific topic for weeks with you, just discussing like different topics for the episode, and this is really important, especially like from the our personal view when we wanted to start this podcast, because this was literally your first time showing up like in front of the camera.
I was kind of nervous because it was definitely getting out of my comfort zone. It was something like new territory. I didn't know if like I was going to be good at it, how it was going to sound, if people are going to not like it, you know.
So we've been 3 episodes almost after this through. How do you feel?
Feels pretty good, to be honest, actually. I don't know, maybe my expectations weren't high, but I actually kind of exceeded my expectations in my own like performance and me being nervous. Not the podcast in general. I mean, of course, it could always, we have like 50, 60 views, but in general, I feel pretty good so far.
Okay. Why do you think that, because this like keyword of getting out of our comfort zone is really popular like among the motivational speakers.
Yeah, on YouTube and everywhere, yeah.
So why do you think, like I'm just asking you, why do you think that getting out of our comfort zone is so important nowadays?
I think from personal experience, I think it's important because you kind of start something new. And a lot of times when you want to get out of your comfort zone, it's kind of because it's something exciting. And you kind of have like you're anxious about it, whether, you know, depending whether you want to move to a new city or you want to talk to a guy or a girl that you like, or for example, you want to start a new hobby or a sport, or you want to start a podcast. Like I have a lot of friends when I started this podcast, when they watch it, they're like, damn, that's really cool, bro. I always want to start a podcast. And I was shocked because like 5 or 6 of them were like, bro, I really want to start a podcast.
So I would say in the first place, for me, it would be, I don't want to have any regrets.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, it's totally worth it if I feel like uncomfortable getting out of my comfort zone and starting something new like this podcast, for example, because this is also my first time showing up on a podcast. So it was for sure for me getting out of my comfort zone, because this is, first of all, there are no cuts.
Yeah.
So you just hit record, whatever happens, you cannot cut it out of the final product.
And you don't want to go do it again, because believe it or not, once you talk about a topic a bunch of times, you keep questioning it.
You're
like,
So first of all, we don't want to have any regrets. And that's why I actually asked you, how do you feel after like 3 episodes through this podcast? You don't have any regrets now, even if this podcast is going to be a failure, although it's not going to be, hopefully, because you guys are going to be subscribing and keep watching and listening to us talking here. But we won't have any regrets. So what do you think are other reasons that stepping out of our comfort zone is really important these days?
I mean, I feel like a lot of times you overthink things. That's personal experience, because don't get us, we're talking about this, but we're not masters of getting out of our comfort zone. We just want to open up the conversation, because there's a lot of people that feel the same way. I feel like a lot of times you kind of like, you overthink it. Oh, what if this? What if that? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm not good at it? But you just got to say like, fuck it, I'll just do it. For example, like talking to a girl is a perfect example. A lot of times you have nerves. Oh, what does she think?
Yeah, usually this is how it goes. You have different scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, I say this and she says that, and I'm going to fail. Scenario number 2, but we kind of close our eyes.
It's the world we live in, especially with like texting and social media. Oh, she didn't respond. Oh, she might have not liked it. She might be kind of afraid to get out of her comfort zone too. And we don't think about that. We automatically think of the negatives, you know? I think you just got to look at the positives, and kind of, you got to keep trying. A lot of times girls, I mean, from my personal experience, they like it when you keep trying. And if you fail right away, I think that's the most personable experience, because that you can relate to. Because a lot of times you learn from that. And I feel like a lot of us kind of have the fears. But when you conquer, you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad. And you learn from it. If you say something wrong, she tells you, or that person wasn't your type, then you figure it out. But at least you tried it. You don't keep thinking about, damn, what if?
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. Especially like reaching out, like talking to girls.
You DM me a lot of girls.
You
get denied a lot.
You reach out. You get denied, and then you keep trying and trying. I remember the other day you were telling me about this news that came out about this guy in a corporate. Like
there was this dude. He was a general manager of the Mets or something. Yeah, he like DM'd this girl 62 times. I mean, he got arrested. I mean, don't go out DMing like 62 times.
The same person, right?
Yeah, the same person. And he just sent some like dick pics and stuff, apparently, some nude pictures.
Oh my
but
God.
62 times. And this guy makes some good money. He's a general manager of a sports team. And he got arrested and he left his job. Like, I think he quit.
Is it going to be considered like under the sexual harassment?
Probably. These days, anything is. But 62 times, bro, you got to have some.
But guys, don't do that.
That's like way out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's another zone.
Yeah, first of all, don't send nudes and stuff. That's not stepping out of your comfort zone.
Bro,
That's stepping
people
out
can
of
do- people-
out of humanity.
No, I mean, that's your opinion. A lot of people do it.
Oh man, we are gonna have a conversation after this episode. So, in my opinion, I mean, what Nima thinks, and I'm pretty sure there are a majority of people who might be agreeing with me on this. We won't grow unless we step out of our comfort zone and getting used to being uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard like this go like so many times, but that's really true, bro. I mean, to just keep it really personal, when we started this podcast, for example, okay, let's think about the first episode. We were uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because we were like being too picky. Okay, is the lighting good?
And very different. We're like very
is the
different.
flow good? We even put the cut. What are our friends and people who've been talking to are going to think? Lots of things. But as we kept doing it, and we got the positive and negative feedbacks, and we kind of processed all of those, we got comfortable.
Yeah.
With being uncomfortable, and then being uncomfortable is going to be the normal, and then we start to grow. And you can just expand this to everything, like starting a business, like playing for a sports team, reaching out to a girl that you have crush on, or a guy that you have a crush on. So yeah,
I think a lot of time is it's like the people that you surround yourself with too, like circle that you're around. You know, I'm sure everybody knows this, everybody hears it. The first couple people you see every day become your environment, and you're a product of your environment. I feel like a lot of times I've noticed from personal experience, when I meet people that are more brave and to try new things and to give positive, feedback or negative feedback and be honest, I've noticed that helps a lot. Because a lot of times people will tell you, oh, you can't do that, or that won't work. It's because that's their
they can't do it. That's because they know they can't, and they are gonna drag you down.
Yeah, and indirectly, like, they don't mean to drag you down, but it's just like, as humans, that's just like that's how they think. And I feel like you got to really like surround yourself with people that like really motivate you, or not even motivate you, but surround yourself with somebody that is getting out their comfort zone. But it might not be something you want to do, but you watching them get out their comfort zone, you'd be like, wow, if that person is doing what they want to do and like they're getting out of their comfort zone, I should do it too. Because I think that's a big if. And these days we live on each other's judgments, and
exactly. So we talked about why it's important to get out of our comfort zone. And now we are kind of talking about like what's stopping us from getting it, because these are kind of different. The first is why it matters, and now we want to know, okay, now that we decided to step out of our comfort zone, what is stopping all of us, which you just brought up, being
Jumping
afraid of
early,
being
always.
judged by the people, like circle of people who are around us. So yeah, I agree 100%.
And sometimes it's effort too. I feel like sometimes getting out of your comfort zone, it could be a financial matter. So for example, you want to move to a new city, so you have to make sacrifices, and you got to put some money aside, and you got to maybe sell your car. Not everybody's has the support of
Getting
their family.
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's the
some
same.
people not have the support of their family, or they don't have money, or they have to work multiple jobs.
Or they had a fancy lifestyle,
Yeah,
and they want to do something new, and in order to
they're too comfortable.
succeed,
See?
in order to succeed, they have to give up on that lifestyle.
Yeah, they got to
And
give
then,
up that.
Yeah, because they're overthinking about, okay, what is Joey going to think about me when I change? For example, I live in a big house, and now I have to just
You live in
rent
an
a room.
apartment or get a roommate. I've never had a
Yeah.
roommate. I got to cook for myself. I remember when I went to college, that was a big thing for me. That was my comfort zone. We come from, my mom can cook. I'm telling you, she can
I'm
cook.
sure.
And a lot of people watch this, and are my friends, they know she can cook. And I was like, man, what am I going to do living by myself? I can't eat out every fucking weekend.
From
So-
North Iran, right? Like
Yeah. There's
Oh my
just
God,
good food,
yeah.
just like traditional food. So I had to I know it's kind of something very small, but I had to get out of my comfort zone and like go learn and like try new things, because that's like a small thing. But when you're comfortable, whether that could be just food, but sometimes it could be financial support. Sometimes it could be just emotional support. Some people are used to those financial, emotional, or physical support from other people.
which comes to the food
And you gotta
truck
sacrifice
idea
that.
of yours.
Oh yeah, the food truck idea.
Okay, because
I don't
actually,
know,
this
man.
is the exact right moment for
Yeah.
that. So you're obsessed with having your own food truck
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
but you've been thinking about this for a while, but you haven't done it yet.
It's tough. Food trucks are tough because you got to get the license right now with COVID, and like there's a lot, and you got to like.
And those are excuses.
Yeah,
You know,
but
that's
if you hit big, especially in Miami here, food trucks are like the thing here. I mean, a lot of cities nowadays, but if you hit big, you could make some.
Are you
serious.
gonna try starting your food truck business or not?
I mean, for the sake of this podcast, I want to say it. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's tough, bro. I want
But
to.
if you don't right now, that you have like a student kind of lifestyle and you have relatively less responsibility in comparison to 10 years ahead of now,
Yeah.
I think you should at least give it a try so you won't have any
There was
regrets.
still work, and there's doing that on the side. But I mean, it's definitely. I feel like a lot of times with something like a food truck, it's like finding somebody. Sometimes you need people, and a food truck is an example of that. And I have a friend. He's a really good cook. You know him too. His name is Mohammad too. And it's like kind of we have to get out of our comfort zone together, and we gotta like sacrifice time, sometimes school and work to like make food and really get the license, rent out a truck because food trucks are expensive, get some propane. There's a lot of stuff that you got to do. But I mean, that's a combination of getting out your comfort zone and trying to get somebody else to get out their comfort zone because you guys have the same goal. It's like trying a new
Double
sport.
the effort.
Yeah, it's like trying a new sport. Like two people try a new sport. They want to try playing soccer. They never played, but they go together and they feel good. And that kind of goes back to the point I made earlier. If you surround yourself with people that are willing to try new things, I hear a lot of times in relationships, my friends that had or have, they always complain with their boyfriend or their girlfriend that they just sit at home. They don't want to try something new, whether it's going out.
Is that because of the fear of failure?
I don't know. I feel like they get too comfortable in the
Going back to
relationship.
you, is one of the reasons that you haven't started the food truck business the fear of failing it?
Yeah, it's money, man. Financial. Because you got to put a lot of money, and then if you fail, it's a lot of risk. And it's a lot of time you got to put in. And it's also depending on somebody else. I think that's tough. I don't know if that's kind of your comfort zone, but after a while, once you get it running, I think it becomes like starting a business. A lot of people have a lot of money set aside, and they want to start a business, but they're like, hey, should I start a business or should I invest that money in something that's more safe?
It's
Maybe
the
I
same
should go
thing
get a
with
house.
The Tesla situation.
Yeah.
If you, instead of buying a Tesla Model 3, you bought like Tesla stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big time.
you would have. But then you don't know about the future. You don't know that. So
you got to take risks.
Yeah, you got to take risks. You wanted to drive the Tesla instead of like putting the money that you're not sure what's going to happen.
Right.
Just because something might go in your like favorite direction or is going to go like in the opposite way, it doesn't mean that you have to stop.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, personally, if I know that doing something or at least giving it a try is within my reach, or I have the skill, or I can reach out to someone who can help me on that, I would give it a try.
So you have a positive personality because you think about it, hey, if I fail, I learned something from it. And I'm
Yeah.
going to try again.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's what they fear. What if I fail and I work so hard to save this amount of money? I should take the safe route. Maybe go get a house and invest that.
Yeah, it's the
instead
same
of
scenario when I
starting a
wanted
business.
to start my schooling here. So I've
Yeah.
been living for 26, 7 years back in Iran.
In another
and all of
country.
a sudden, yeah, I was like, okay, bye my family, bye mom, bye dad. I'm going to another country where I know no one at, and I'm going to start a new chapter of my life.
And you haven't gone back. You
No,
barely
because
see
of
anything.
like the travel ban and everything.
Just in general,
Trump.
it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not. But then I knew that this is going to be 100% new culture, new environment, everything new people. And of course, that was 100% being uncomfortable. I mean, of course, back your own town, everyone speaks the same language. And here you have to speak
You have your
another
parents'
language.
support.
You don't know anyone. And you have to be able to survive, work, live, and grow and learn.
And how do you feel now 2 years later?
100% happy with where I am. And the decision, zero regrets.
It's interesting you make that point because especially in the country we live in, there's so many immigrants that come to this country, whether legally, illegally, with hard or easy routes to chase their dreams. And a lot of them succeed. So like there's thousands, 100,000 people like you, whether they come for school, whether they come for work. Maybe I know a lot of people that sold all they had back home. They brought their whole families. So that's a risk that they take. And when you compare like risk, you're like, wow, that's not even that bad. That person left their own country, whether it's South America, whether it's Europe, Asia, and they came all the way here and they don't even see their family. Like sometimes comparing it and, realizing, wow, my risk might not be as bad. So I think that's a good point that you made. But like to the next point, like we talked about why we should get out of it. What's stopping us?
Yeah, why does it matter?
Yeah, and now the third, and the most important
Let's
one.
give us solutions.
Yeah, solution. How do we get out of our comfort zone?
Yeah. For example, we can keep it personal or make it generic. Nima, I decided to get out of my comfort zone because for sure we are not like specialists in this topic. This is just something
we're learning
that goes
every day.
through our personal life experience.
You struggle with it every day.
Yeah. And I'm 100% sure everyone out
Everybody.
there, everyone.
That's life.
There are no exceptions. Yeah. So what are the solutions that are actually practical and we can just plug it into our mindset and is going to trigger that motivation in order to step out of our comfort zone? You want to talk to someone new. You want to apply for a job that you don't feel ready for yet. You want to start a YouTube channel. You want to start a business, anything. You want to play for a team. You want to go to trials. Whatever you want to do and you feel like you're not ready or you feel uncomfortable with, what are the solutions?
Right.
So you want to give us yours, like kind of perspective on that? And
I don't know. I kind of always go back to it just like in general. I think like the people, it depends on your personality. Some people are very social. Some people are very self-motivated. Some people are not very self-motivated. But in general, I feel like in today's day and age, especially with what's going on in the last year, when you're alone and you have a lot of self-reflection, I think it's important with the people that you surround yourself with, whether that's your friends, whether that's your coworkers, and the time that you have, the valuable time that you have after work, not going to school or going to work, and you have to yourself. I think that time you should dedicate it to people that value it and they really care and they don't give you negative energy and they give you positive vibes. As cliche as it sounds.
Actually,
I think that's like big for me.
That's a great point that you brought up, like your circle, okay, your social circle. And speaking of people who are like introvert and are not like that social, there's a really brilliant solution to that, and it's called social media.
Yeah.
All you need to do, okay, you don't feel comfortable, although you should give it a try because that's also stepping out of your comfort zone. You don't feel comfortable.
That's how I am. I don't like to.
You don't feel comfortable. Yes, start doing it, and over time you're going to see that it's not that bad actually. People can help me. We can grow together. Yeah. But let's say you're not ready for that yet. Social media, open an Instagram account and start following people who are your idols or
that motivates you, that you want to be like.
Positive feedback. Mm-hmm. They spread positivity because I know so many people. For example, Manny Kochbein.
Yeah.
He is super rich. He's in real estate business. He started from the bottom.
He came from nothing.
Yeah, he came. I have his book here. Where is it?
This guy in his books.
Yeah. And the thing is, he has his super cool lifestyle. He's obsessed with cars, and at the same time all of the posts that he does on social is like, I started here, do this, do that. He gives positivity. Be positive, have the right mindset, and this is how you can have the mindset. He gives solution. And
so you're saying that use like social media and outlets to your advantage instead of your disadvantage. So look for positivity. I say more, hey, I can't meet like a rich guy from YouTube tomorrow, even if I DM them on Instagram. But I could meet people that I choose to meet every day and how they are and analyze and be like, hey, this person could help me grow. And your point is like, hey, maybe when you're on YouTube and you're on your phone all the time, maybe watch something that's motivational, someone that you look up to, whether that's an athlete, whether that's a YouTuber, whether that's a millionaire, somebody that you can relate to. And that's somebody that you can relate to. Yeah. I think that's like really, it's like a big deal.
There are no excuses. Yeah, the point is there are no excuses. You don't want to just step out and talk to everyone or surround yourself with random people, or you cannot reach out to those people. Just find them on social media. Even getting back to DMing, if you DM to 100 successful people and give them a proposal or something that has like mutual values, like for both ways, I'm 100% sure at least one of them is going to reply back. So there are no excuses. Stepping out of our comfort zone is something that is really essential if we want to grow. And I would say, which brings us to the mentality.
Yeah, big time.
It's all
it's all in your head. At the end of the day, just like anything else, it's all in your head.
It's going back to what you talk about. It's like talking to someone that you have a crush on.
Yeah.
If we just start building up
do it.
So many negative scenarios.
Because when you do it, I'm sure everybody's had that. Whether it's a guy or a girl that you talk to, once you do it, you're like, wow, that was easy. And like when you talk to them, they're like, oh wow, you were so confident. Like when you were talking to me, and they're like, oh, I wasn't actually, but you just didn't care and you just did it. We'd go out, we'll drink and we'll do it, but you should just do it without like trying to go out or like trying to drink. Like, I mean, if you want to, it makes you more comfortable, but you should just sometimes say fuck it. As corny as it sounds, you should just do it, because
it has
if
become a
you have that
cliche.
mentality and you keep questioning yourself, the more you question yourself, it becomes a reality. It causes anxiety. The more you question it, your mind focuses on the negative, and you, like, in a way, you start believing, oh, I can't do it. So either do it or don't. You know what I mean?
But of course, never. I mean, if you build up those negative scenarios, in most of the cases, I would say 90% of the cases, the chance of those worst things happening is less than 5 to 2%.
Yeah, we don't know percentages because we don't want to get fact checked.
I always ask this question from yourself. I do this all the time when I'm not sure about giving something a try or not. What is the worst thing that can happen if I do this? And what am I going to lose if I don't do it?
What's the worst thing? You get only 50 views on your podcast for 30 episodes.
Yeah, the worst thing can happen. We just put out a good piece of content as our second episode. We got 60 views.
And like in 20 years, you look back on YouTube, you're like, damn, I look good when I had hair.
But I love doing this, man. I love sitting here talking to you about these topics that I really feel like
here you go.
We talk about.
Nemo's getting light skin out here. it's the man bun. No, but yeah, I do too, man. You're right.
Yeah, we really enjoy doing this. And of course, if you have any comments regarding to this topic, stepping out of a conversation, we really are looking forward to hearing your story of stepping out of your comfort zone. Just
if you agree or disagree with us, be honest.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us about where you actually stepped out of your comfort zone and you achieved what you were going for, what your goal was. And it's really good because it's like a community. We are kind of building up a community in this podcast. As always, give us your feedbacks, positive, negative. We are going
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
And of course, if this is your first time watching and listening to our podcast, we are just two random guys talking about random stuff every week. And just subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. We are doing our best to put out a good piece of content once every week. If you enjoy, please hit the like button because the YouTube algorithm is obsessed with that.
Yeah, if I'm sure a lot of you know, if you don't have subscribers and don't hit that button, they don't even show you the video even if you subscribe. Yeah. So we need to work the YouTube algorithm, especially the big.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around until the next episode. Be safe and
appreciate it. Wash your hands, wash your ass.
See you guys.
Hey guys.